imagine if every citizen in this country were uniquely identifiable by the pattern on their fingers. He really was the catalyst for modern forensics.
Before Hoover, there was very little forensic investigation. Crime scenes were treated like trash cans.
You have completely contaminated the crime scene. Now, if you will, get your boots off this property.
Before Hoover and his FBI, people were experimenting with fingerprinting. They were experimenting with handwriting analysis.
You're shamelessly distracted by this hodgepodge fingerprinting affair.
But they were all considered speculative sciences.
It wouldn't be hodgepodge if we could centralize the prints here, I assure you.
What he said is, I want everyone fingerprinted, and I want them all here. Because then if there's a crime in Kansas and a crime in Texas, I can connect the two.
So when you're in a court of law, you don't have to base your case or your conviction solely on hearsay or people's testimony. He never confessed. The evidence was clear. So he really changed our country in a lot of ways. In his time period, he was a highly feared man and a highly respected man. He went after these incredibly iconic outlaws, putting them all behind bars.
Mr. Coppice, you are under arrest.
Mr. Hoover himself. I'm gonna be famous.
I think he liked seeing himself in print.
He manipulated the media very, very well.
Is it true that you directly or indirectly spend the Bureau's money on advertising? You take part, for instance, in the making of comic books. Your picture seems to be shown in conjunction with them quite frequently.
You expect crimes to go unsolved? Why is he fighting me? I want you to start a file on Senator McKellar immediately. I want to know what's in his trash, and I want you to photograph him at every dinner.
His life story is so much about secrets that he has to keep and secrets that he must obtain.
They knew the secrets of the most powerful people in the country.
He was a very shrewd person when it came to using that information to get what he needed, what he wanted out of people.
You remember that file we created on his wife?
Mrs. Roosevelt.
The rumor was, of course, that he had so much on people that they couldn't fire him.
Please leave the transcripts here with me.
He was like Big Brother. He was smart and cagey enough to know how to trade on that information.
Feel free and share them with Mr. Kennedy. Let him know that I have a copy of my own in safekeeping.
I think it takes someone who has secrets of their own, secrets that they know could bring them down, to understand the power of secrets.
His life is a series of misguided intentions. To what degree he did certain things as far as surveillance and manipulation and/or blackmail will always be argued.
You do not believe in God. Clearly, you do not believe in any personal moral principles.
Sir, may I ask who this letter will be addressed to?
Question is not to whom, Miss Gandhi, not to whom, but from whom, and it is not from this office. Is that understood?
But we do know that he held that absolute power within the confines of his organization for way too long.
Seal off his office, change his locks, do whatever you have to do. I want those files.
No one will ever find them.